Before I begin this video, gotta say a massive shout out to my man Malik Scott. Malik, I hope that all is well. I know you're going to be in fight mode now, preparing to face Deontay Wilder. Some would say this is the biggest fight of your career. I would say I'd be in agreement with that, because beating Deontay Wilder will definitely open doors for you, I believe. And this is the night where you kind of put it all together in your career, I think. And the reason why I say that is because of the extensive experience that you've had being in the ring with a guy the size of Deontay Wilder, just a little shorter, which was the legendary Lennox Lewis. You spent a lot of time training with Lennox Lewis, and of course sparring with one of the best heavyweights of the modern era, and in his prime. And as we all know, Lennox had a big right hand. I would say Lennox Lewis was a better boxer, and is a better boxer than Deontay Wilder, but you would say Deontay Wilder has more one-punch power. However, Deontay Wilder hasn't fought any elite fighters. He hasn't fought anybody in the top 20 or anyone in the top 10. And of course, you by far is his biggest test. So a lot of the fans will see Deontay Wilder as a guy who's just going to go out there, throw a right hand and knock you over. And this could happen. It's heavyweight boxing, and if anybody gets hit on the chin, regardless if it's Malik Scott or Mike Tyson or Lennox Lewis, wherever you are in the world, if you get hit with a shot on the chin, you're going to go over. And getting hit by Deontay Wilder isn't a pleasant thing. Now, you've sparred with Deontay Wilder on numerous occasions. You've even been knocked down by Deontay Wilder, and you've talked about it quite openly. But you've got a great trainer in your corner, and you've got a great team, a Goosen team, and I think that that's going to help a hell of a lot. Plus, you know, the experience that you bring into this fight. For those who are actually watching this video, probably wondering what my thoughts are on the fight, here are my thoughts. Deontay Wilder comes into this fight as the favourite, the big punching heavyweight who has captured everyone's imagination because of his knockout record. 30 fights, I think it is, by 30 knockouts. But let's be honest, none of the guys that he's fought are of the caliber of Malik Scott. And, you know, Malik Scott is coming off a controversial loss to Derek Chisora. Some people say that, you know, Malik should have got up earlier from the count. Others say the referee jumped in too early, and all the rest of it. But we're focused on this fight of Deontay Wilder. For me, what Malik mustn't do, in my opinion, is to back straight back against Deontay Wilder. If he goes straight back against the ropes and allows Deontay Wilder to really get full leverage in his punch, what he needs to do is close the range down on Deontay Wilder. If he can, close the range down and hit Deontay Wilder on the chin early. Nobody really has landed. Well, there are people who've landed Deontay's chin and have dropped him. There still are question marks about Deontay Wilder's chin. There are question marks about his stamina. There might not be question marks about his heart, because Deontay Wilder has been dropped in his career. Although you might not see it on YouTube, he has been dropped on several occasions by guys that are, well, the guys who should be dropping him have dropped him in fights. And so his chin is questionable. If Malik Scott can keep Deontay Wilder turning and can land hard counter shots early, he can cause the upset in this fight. Let's put it this way. Deontay Wilder is the bigger puncher in the fight. Malik Scott is the better boxer in the fight. You can have a game plan. You can do all the training you want. But one right hand, one big punch, and those plans can go out the window. Now, as I said, Deontay Wilder's been doing a lot of things right, knocking the people out he's knocked out. But again, this is a step up in class. I'm going to go with Malik Scott. Not just because Malik Scott is somebody that I'm dear to and close to, and I've got a lot of respect for in the sport. But I'm going to go with the guy who's got a better boxing ability, the better boxing skill. And I think that just the fact that Deontay Wilder's coming forward and Malik Scott's on the counter, I think Malik may walk on to, Deontay may walk onto a left hand shot, and I believe that Deontay's ability to take a punch is not as good as his ability to throw a punch or give a punch. What Malik Scott, as I said, mustn't do is back straight up. If he backs straight up, he's going to allow Malik to land that right hand, and the best punch to a southpaw, of course, is the right hand. But of course, you know, it's going to be an interesting fight. They know it fairly pretty good. Yeah, but we're yet to see somebody really take the fight to Deontay Wilder. We're yet to see somebody take Deontay Wilder into the later rounds. And we're yet to see how he deals with a more highly skilled fighter. If Deontay Wilder cannot land early, and Malik is moving around and is defensive, you know, what's going to happen if he's taken into late rounds, and if he gets frustrated, what's going to happen there? But then again, with Malik Scott, there's always a possibility that Deontay may catch him early, and he may go into defensive mode, and for the rest of the fight, just stay off the back foot and just, you know, evade. I'm going for Malik Scott. I'm going to go for a different Malik Scott in this fight. I believe that fear can either paralyze you, or it can bring the best out of you. And I think in this fight, that this is the night that Malik Scott's going to bring it together and cause a huge upset and stop Deontay Wilder. I'm basing it on the fact of a better boxer versus a puncher. I don't believe Wilder is fundamentally a better boxer than Malik Scott. No way. And it was just the other day that people talk about Malik Scott being one of the most skilled boxers in the heavyweight division. Now the Chisora fight, after the Chisora fight, all his skills are suddenly gone and he's a bum. Not of the belief of that. I'm going to stick to my guns. Malik Scott to stop Deontay Wilder in a shock upset tomorrow night. I think that they're banking on the fact that Malik Scott is not a big puncher. Again, anybody weighing over 215 pounds, 220 as a heavyweight, if he hits you on the chin, it's going to be able to hurt you. Malik Scott, I think, hits harder than advertised. But the thing with Malik is he throws one shot and gets away. And he'll stun you and get away. Now, if Malik were to stand there and land 2-3 punches, I think you'd get more knockouts. James Ali Bashir made this point too. But, you know, if Malik Scott stuns and throws more punches, he's more liable to get caught. So that's his style, which is why he moves. But I think Malik takes a good shot. And I think that in this fight, I don't think Deontay Wilder is going to walk out there and throw that right hand. Going to be a little bit more cautious. But those are my thoughts. I'm going against the grain. But I said my basis is on the fact that I think that Malik Scott is fundamentally a better boxer and should be able to move out of the right hand and be able to land his own left hand. And he shared the ring with Lennox Lewis, so really he should have no fear of Deontay Wilder. Let me know what you guys think. This is a special. Again, all the best to Malik Scott. You got the goods, man. You got the skills. Go out and do it. I'm out.